Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. I know it's been a while since I recorded a video, but I've been busy and today I have a little bit of extra time and a few people have asked about the current state of the world and I figured, okay, that can be an interesting thing to mention. As you know, I don't normally talk about this, but some people did ask and I figured let's do a little recording, a little video about it. So I actually wish I would have recorded this video a little bit sooner because one of the main things I want to mention is a particular conjunction. Those of you who don't know about like Vedic astrology, I will be brief, so don't worry too much about these details. But I do want to mention, very important, that Mars is conjunct with Ketu. And what does that mean? The first thing that you will see is that Mars involves war, and Mars is a soldier, and it involves, of course, fighting. Ketu represents the battle that has already been won, and that you have already plucked your flag into it. So when these two are conjunct, and if you have them in your chart conjunct, you may resonate with this, it means that there are conflicts fighting one another, faces hitting each other, or I should say two parties facing each other. That makes more sense. Now, when this conjunction happens, people will feel that only by doing one action, one Mars, they get to do the Ketu, plant the flag. So that is why there can be so much heated up argument and conflict as there is in the world right now, because you will see, for example, people feel like I'll just, say this thing and that will be all. I will win the argument. I will just do this with my car and that will be all. I will win the argument. But what happens is that the people on the other side feel exactly the same, because this is a worldwide transit that we are experiencing. So what does that mean? What do I mean with this is that you feel like you only need to do one thing and you won, the other person needs to do one thing and they won, so because none of you are winning, then you keep fighting. However, one of you is supposed to win. And what you will see is that when Mars is conjunct in Ketu, there is what I would call, and I wrote it down here in my notes, the word that I used is savagery. It can be very primitive. It can be very country driven, right? And the last thing I want to mention regarding astrology, and then I'll say what I really mean to say, but I just wanted to give a little bit of astrological context too, is that Ketu also represents flags. And what are you seeing in the world out there right now? Flags. I saw somebody on X, on Twitter recently saying like, hey, what's going on in the world? Because just a few days ago, it was all Ukrainian flag, then it's all Palestinian flag, then I see all the Mexican flags, now I'm seeing Iran flags. So what's going on? Well, Ketu is responsible for flags, and when this particular conjunction can take place, people can also feel very, very, I'm going to use the word primitive in their patriotism. They become very action and very passion oriented towards the flag, right? Because it's Mars and it's Ketu. So they come together and you feel passionate about the flag, which can be an amazing thing. You can be very patriotic. That's beautiful. But of course, it can also lead to the wrong thing. And the last thing I want to mention about that is that the interesting thing is that when Mars and Ketu are together, some people will definitely be able to do just the one action and plant the flag. Hence, I wanted to make this video before because I just saw that Trump did this military tactic against Iran, and I think most people were thinking World War III is here, but then he just posted, now we are on the ceasefire. So he actually succeeded in his planting of the flag. Isn't that interesting? Now, about the current state of the world, what I want to say, what I want to recommend from the spiritual perspective. Might be a little bit of context with the astrology thing, but a lot can be achieved right now in your life. you have the energy to achieve things in your life. But at the same time, many people connect with these energies in a primitive way, and they will have, like I mentioned, savagery. They will have thirst for fighting, for conquest, for power struggle, faith struggle, beliefs clashing one another, strong, fierce, savage activism, good activism too, but unfortunately in this period you will see a lot of fierce activism. And also you'll see a lot of evil hiding as activism, and we all know what that looks like. And the best recommendation I can give is to be a little bit more connected to another sign, which is called Shatabhisha, which is flowers, and it is a healing sign. So you have to position yourself in the healing, in the flowers, in the love. And it sounds super woo-woo when I say it, but it is something that is deeply, deeply needed now. Let's see what else there right here. It is time for setting your sights in your real dreams, your goals, your ambitions. To ask, why do I want this? But why do I want it like that? And why? So you keep asking. You keep digging, okay, I want this job, but why do you want it? Well, I want to make the money. Okay, but yes, but why do I want the money? Because I want to buy a car. But yes, but why do you want to buy a car? Because I want to go here, here, and there. Yes, but why do you want to go there? Because I want to visit my family. Because I want to visit this place. Yes, but why? Because I want connection. Because I want freedom. Okay, perfect. That is much more fundamental and much more closer to your heart than anything else. In this period, I advise, be cautious with your enemies, be cautious with your anger, be cautious with passionate people who that you see, they're very passionate about something. Passion, I've spoken many times about this, so I'm not going to go into that. It's not what you think it is. It's not this beautiful artistic thing. Be careful of people who are extremely passionate. Being very careful of not getting caught in the play. I don't speak about these things often, but there is something at play that is foul. And you must be cautious, because otherwise you get captured by it and you get recruited, you get drafted into a spiritual battlefield without you really realizing it. That's a real shame. I want to close this by saying there is a bright future. There totally is. But one of the most important things now is to be firm in the internal work that you do. Be firm in your spiritual practices. Be firm in your discipline, and be humble. So in short, conquer your heart. Intensify the exploration of the patterns of your mind and your ego. Don't focus on the fighting. Let the karma unfold and stay strong in the practice. If I were to recommend a reading in this period so that you can really connect with the core of this message, it would be, of course, to read Bhagavad Gita and understand the context of what it really means to let the karma play. And it's hard to speak about this publicly because people wouldn't like what I have to say really at the core of it, but you have to let the karma be played. Some people have some karma, and there's no two ways about it. Let them pay their karma. All right, that's all I wanted to say. And hopefully I can do some more videos soon. As you know, I've been busy with things in life and projects. But you know, we're back here in Oaxaca. Things are good here. And yeah, that's the whole update that I wanted to give. I thought it was going to be 1 minute, it's 9 minutes. I'm such a talker. Anyways, thank you all so much. I hope you're doing very, very well. Stay in your practice, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.